Welcome everyone to first stream I think I've done with iRacing. I've been kind of avoiding streaming this game because I'm still trying to learn the ropes of it, but I figured what better way to learn this game than to have you guys along with me on the ride while I learn it. You guys can give me pointers and all that kind of stuff. Some of you guys might be iRacing pros here. So it might be good to have some extra people on deck to help me learn this game more. So I've got quite a bit of experience in sim racing, as all of you guys know. Most of my content has been focused on Gran Turismo, and I honestly am so irritated with the recent updates that game has gotten, and I hate to say it, GT7 has gotten stale for me. I've done a lot of videos on it recently, and it's just becoming more and more difficult to find reasons to keep making videos for that game. So moved over to iRacing for now, while my interest rebuilds with Gran Turismo. I've had iRacing for like over a year now. My 1 year membership just renewed just the other day actually. Um, so yeah, I typically have always said that like when it comes down to iRacing, I play it to build skill, and I play GT7 for fun. We're gonna mess around a little bit with just some time trial stuff, some test drive stuff, trying to learn some of the cars I got, and then move on to some AI racing because I don't think I'm quite ready for racing online in this game just yet. I also got a new headset. Some of you guys may have noticed the mic quality might be different. I have the HyperX Cloud 3 now. I was running the ROG, some ROG headphones. I don't remember the model number on them, but they were like 6 years old, honestly, 5 or 6 years old. I got them like during peak COVID and switched over to this HyperX over the weekend. So I'm excited to hopefully sound better to you guys. I'm going to turn this down, this game volume down a good bit so that you guys will be able to hear me okay while we're driving. I'm going to turn the music up a tiny bit. I don't want it too loud because I don't want it to distract me, but I want you guys to have some music while I play. We're going to switch over to this, and now you guys can see my screen. So I got trading paints open. I have been messing around with trading paints, so I'll show you some of the cars we're going to drive today. Just a handful of the selection. We have the R8 GT3 Evo 2. This will be one of the cars we'll be driving today. Kind of the DTM livery. That's been kind of my thing with R8s, even in GT. I've been doing DTM liveries on those cars. The R8's kind of become my favorite Group 3 in Gran Turismo, but we'll see how it is in iRacing. We may also mess around with the RS3 TCR. I've got the IMSA Unitronic livery. I think these guys were also sponsored by Euro Tuning at one point, which is one of my favorite tuning shops. This is the JDC Miller car. We'll probably mess around with this Dallara R18. This is, of course, an Indy car, but I've got it running the Red Bull F1 livery. Ironic, I love Red Bull's liveries, and I love their whole atmosphere. I'm not actually a Red Bull F1 fan. We've got the Dallara LMP2. We'll probably mess with this as well at some points. And then we will switch over to possibly some more aggressive stuff. We have the LMP3 as well, Formula V, you have the 911 GT3R. These are well, actually, I think this is my entire lineup. Yeah, this is all my cars. I also have the 2005 era Indy car. This was one of the recent ones I got last night. We'll mess around with a few different tracks. The Ferrari 488. I want to play around with this one some more. I played around a little bit, but I was on the phone while I drove it, so I didn't hear it because I muted the game. So I do kind of want to play around with this some more because this thing, actually driving it last night, felt really good. So yeah, let's get started. We're going to boot up to Mobility Resort Motegi. I think that's where we're going to start. And yeah. So I'm hoping it'll automatically switch over to the simulator because I put it on a pedestal over it. We'll see. It might take a little bit of time for it to load, but hope the music's not too loud. I tried to keep it to where, one, it wouldn't distract me, and two, it'll keep you guys entertained. I might need to change some button layouts too. I need to get the push to pass actually mounted to or bound to a button. Well, simulator's actually loading kind of quick. I think the part of the reason it's loading quick is I did move this game to my M.2 drive. I think it was on one of my spinning drives before. Okay, let's see. Did it load appropriately? It's just a black screen. There we go. Cool, we're in. Okay, so I did choose the Indy car first, apparently. I wasn't paying attention. All right. So one thing about trading paint is it doesn't actually show the liveries like on here. So, all right. So for those wondering, watching the archive, since I think we don't have any active viewers right now. This is my PC setup is a Ryzen 9 9950 X3D. I have a Fanatec Gran Turismo DD Pro. I got that specifically for the PS compatibility for Gran Turismo 7. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I've got the NCS 24/7 playlist going in the background, and this song that's playing right now used to be my outro song back in the day on my main channel. It's nostalgic. Anyway, I've got the Load Cell Club Sport V3 pedals as well. So, yeah, very very good setup to learn on for sure. All right, let's get into this. Actually, that's right. No, I was gonna actually probably should have prepped before this, but we're gonna add some controls. I'm trying to find, where would I find that? Options. Oh, duh, controls. So we will do. Oh, I do have ignition and starter bound. Push to pass. We will. How about this one? Okay, so what? I don't know which one is which. I guess I'll have to just play around with the buttons and find out. Let's see. Button 10 and 11 are starter and ignition. Let's see. I'm just going to start pressing buttons and see which one does what. Okay, so that's our push to pass button. Okay, so I don't really know what those two buttons are for ignition and starter. I think obviously part of it is the auto engine start, and I'm going to turn off the pit limiter now that I know I can bind buttons to that. Okay, so that's 11. That's 7. That pit speed limiter is going to be that one. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to do pit speed limiter to this one. That was the push to pass. I'm going to make the one underneath it push to pass. I'm not going to set up DRS right now because I don't need to. And obviously we don't need these buttons here. Windshield wipers. We'll do down to toggle and up to trigger. I don't know what the difference is. If I'd imagine trigger would just be one wipe. This car I don't think has wipers. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that's our hit speed limiter. Okay, we're good. All right. Now this track I'm very familiar with due to my time in Gran Turismo 4. I spent a good bit of time on this last night. Oh, and spun it. Guess that's what I get for going full kill just on the outlap. I'm gonna take a little chill on the outlap, try to get this car warmed up good. Give it a chance before I start hammering this car. Oh, it hates those really tight bends, but I'm gonna mostly judge that to cold tires. Try not to lock the brakes up. This car does not have ABS, and that is my Achilles heel, because I have a very heavy brake foot. Oh, I didn't brake enough, I don't think. There we go. This thing drives really well, though. Like, other than it being kind of snappy on some of these tighter corners, but I do enjoy it, though. It's a nice driving car. All right, let's see what that push to pass does. Oh, it's a toggle. I don't have to hold it. Okay, that's nice. Oh, come on. Okay, I didn't brake hard enough there. Okay, that's my bad. So this is the brakes are kind of my hardest thing right now. I've got the braking distance down pretty good. It's just the force, because I don't want to lock the brakes up. This does not have ABS. Oh, a little bit of a lockup. Like I said, these brakes are like probably the hardest thing to balance. With a car with ABS, I do okay. And I've noticed with cars like this and the hyper cars, which I only have the 963, I struggle with the lack of ABS. Granted, even in the real world, all the cars I've ever driven have had ABS. So I never got to learn on a car without ABS how to brake. Oh, too much power, too early. And I wrecked it. Dang it. Okay.
Your front wing is damaged. You might get understeered due to lost downforce.
I'm going to go ahead and pit on this lap to get that front wing fixed, because I would like to have that. And we'll do a couple more laps and I'll switch cars. Probably to like the Audi, like the R8. Ooh. Almost forgot to turn the limiter on.
Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. All the damage is repairable.
This thing is rewarding, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. I guess that's what I get for clutch dumping it. Alright, I learned my lesson here. Don't get too on the power early. I appreciate the tracks that have the distance before the corner, like markers, because that's typically what I use for braking references. This corner I always brake about 150 in. I could probably bring it into 100. But well, I'm trying to figure out how to not lock these brakes up. That's kind of why I brake earlier for that corner than I probably should. Alright, let's see if we can get a absolutely monster lap in. A little bit too wide there, but not too bad. A little bit more brakes. Oh, dang, I botched it right in that last corner. That sucks. Still fastest lap of the session, though. Alright, one more, just see if I could better it. Overcooked it. Still a little bit ahead. Just need to be on my A game the rest of this lap. Oh, big lockup. Okay, it was a little bit of an improvement. Alright, gonna cool her down and bring her in. Whew. Figure this car only has 6 gears. I always expect like the 7 to 8 speeds that F1 cars have.
Pit boxing in 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Alright, let's take a look back at that lap 7. That was our best lap. We'll turn the overlay off. You guys can see it. I will say, I think I like how the Indy cars sounds more than the F1 cars. The V6 ones, at least. I'm sure most people are happy to see me not racing on Road Atlanta for once. I used to hate Motegi as a kid, but now it's like one of my favorite tracks. It's funny for me though because I still call it Twin Ring Motegi, even though it's not been Twin Ring Motegi in probably like a decade. That lockup was nasty. Little baby dirt drop there at the end. I will say I think I also prefer the arrow screen over the halo. Everywhere else I like F1 over IndyCar, but I think I like the arrow screen and I like the sound more. It just sounds more unfiltered and raw than the F1 cars do. But it's not a bad thing, though. I do think that obviously 8 cylinders at minimum would sound good in these Formula cars, but I'm trying to decide what cars I want to use because we're gonna close the stream out with an AI race after I drive a few of these cars. I kind of almost want to do one on Motegi with the Indy car. It might be a good choice for that event. Little flames out of the back. Excuse me. A little turbo whistle too, which is nice. I think LMU does a better job with the turbo noise. It's more pronounced. But I'd have to drive the 963 to really be the judge of that, I guess. All right. Let's back out of here. Let's go change cars. Possibly tracks. Let's see. What do I want to drive next? I'm leaning towards either the Ferrari or the Audi. I haven't driven the Audi at all yet. So why not? Let's do the Audi first, and we'll drive the Ferrari after. Let's see. Torn here. I've been doing a lot of times on Mid-Ohio lately, so I might do that. I'm trying to avoid Road Atlanta because you guys see me drive Road Atlanta more than any track. Could do VIR. I barely know how to drive VIR, so I might actually have to turn the driving line on for that. Laguna Seca, I know that track really well. Tsukuba, I feel like is too small. Could do Coda. I do like driving on Coda. It's just a really big track. Could do the Roval at Charlotte. I'm actually really torn because I don't know what track I want to choose here. I'm thinking Coda. What are these layouts? Okay, don't like that. Could do the west layout of Coda, or just do the real thing. Let's just go for the full Coda experience. It might be best to do the full Coda experience. Let's see. I'm going to do a quick audio check, so I'm going to mute the mic if I can find the button for it. Where is the mute button on this thing? I'll find it eventually. I know it's around here somewhere. At least I thought it had a mute button. Maybe it doesn't have one. Is this it? Yep, that was definitely it. Okay, found the mute button. Alright, so we are now at Coda, and we're going to be driving the R8. Kind of see what this thing can do. Alright. Clutch in, ignition on. Alright. So this steering wheel is definitely different than the one I remember seeing in GT7. Alright, let's fire this V10 up. Pin limiter on. This car I don't believe has push to pass. See, that bewildered me the first time I've played a game like this or R Factor, knowing that the race cars actually have like compressed air shifting these things, because none of like Forza or GT really go to that level of detail. What is cool too, so the Fanatec steering wheel, you guys obviously can't see it right now because I don't run a face cam or a POV camera while doing this kind of stuff. The little stripe on the top of my steering wheel flashes when the pit speed limiter is on. If I turn the pit speed limiter off, it just shows the gear I'm in, but it flashes when I have the pit speed limit on, which is really cool attention to detail from Fanatec's part. Alright. That free rev is crazy. Alright. Rode the crap out of that clutch. So first lap, going to be kind of taking it chill. Here, those brakes are cold. So what kills me with Coda is this sector right here. I haven't learned it very well yet, so bear with me on this one. I might be going off a lot right through here, guys. So just disregard if I do. I'm really trying to learn this track. This thing is so loud. Holy cow. Oh, oh. Braked a little too late there for that corner. See, this car might have enough grip where I don't have to let off a whole lot. See, this corner is a little bit difficult for me because there is no braking indicator for me to find visually yet. Oh, goodness. That rear end came sliding out. Alright, here we go. First flyer. Let's see how this goes. Oh, goodness gracious. The sausage curb. Holy cow. That sausage curb probably would have killed me in real life, honestly. Wow. Crap. Okay, no reports of damage at least. This little sector right here seems to be really killing me. Alright, that was a pretty shoddy lap, but let's see if we can improve. Alright, I'll watch the sausage curbs. They will be a race ender if I choose to do the AI race here. Much better. Still not the best, but better than I was doing earlier. Ah, thought I could save it. Oh, I hit that one.
You got the course. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
Alright. I think I might change tracks because I don't think I'm doing this car justice. This is a track I've had a really hard time mastering. As much as I like it. The 217 is not bad. Pin limiter sounds gnarly.
Three, two, one. Right here.
Alright. That could have been better. But hey, the car is actually relatively fun. See if we can get like a cool screenshot.
We're done. Get going.
Right before I spun it. Let's watch back that 217. I feel like with some practice I can get that car down, but I think most of it is probably just related to my lack of experience on Coda. If I'd done Road Atlanta or Motegi or something like that, I probably would have had it. But Coda is just a track I've struggled with forever. Like even in non-iRacing experiences there, like on like F1 and stuff, I struggle. It is probably one of the better sounding GT3 cars ever made, honestly. I love like the 911s and stuff, how those things sound, but goodness, the R8 is just heaven. And the Huracan, obviously. So obviously since I'm not doing VR, you guys probably can't tell, but I was like staring at that fence the entire time. Looking for that 150 board on that list. But I might be able to use those white lines on the track. So I think they are correlated to that. See, that corner kills me because there's no... I have a hard time finding a visual point for reference for braking. I don't want to use the leading edge of the curbs there because I feel like that's just too soon. This one just goes off vibes, honestly. Like, I really just... Oh, yeah, I probably should brake here. I do really like this car, though. That was a solid lap, though. I mean, for an absolute greenhorn on this car, on this track, that was solid. I'll just exit there when I spawn. Alright, so let's see what's next. I really would like to drive the Ferrari. So let's go. I'm thinking the Roval. We'll do the 2018 Roval long layout, maybe? Or do I want to do the normal Roval? Trying to think which one I've actually had experience with. I think it's the regular Roval I've had a lot of experience with. What's the difference? I guess we'll do the current Roval layout. Let's see, we'll switch to the Ferrari. It's a legacy car. That's probably the reason I got it is it was so cheap. It was like $3.25 for this and the Dallara 05. Alright. Gonna launch the sim. I'm having a lot of fun with this, honestly. Like just driving and doing this as a stream. I might do these more often, honestly. Like, I'm sure the views will never be as good on these as something like GT2 spec or something like that. But I'm genuinely like having fun learning this game and just putting in seat time and just letting you guys watch me do it instead of just doing it myself. Even if I can listen to non-copywritten music while I drive by myself. It is nice though too, because it's like the first live stream I've done since building my new PC, and it seems to be liking this a lot more than my old setup did with the 5950X. Um, all right, the Roval. It was actually the first track I drove on in this game. Actually, was the Roval. All right, ignition on. I like the camera placement on this one. It makes it really easy to see what's behind me without having to like really finagle the rear camera, the rear view mirror view on the top. All right, let's fire up this 4.8 liter V8. So I haven't actually driven this one with the sound because when I drove it last night, I was on the phone and had the audio muted. Let's rev it up a little bit. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's get out on track. I'm gonna move this wire out of my way from the headset. So this is a track I've never driven out the driving line on, so. Oh, that is so short. Okay, maybe I did use a long layout. This thing is very planted, I will say that. Like, I don't get that same fear of oversteer that I do in the R8. Oh, that's a big chicane. Big chicane. Okay. That's a lot bigger than I thought. See, I've driven the long layout from 2018, and that chicane was a lot smaller, where you could kind of take that kind of fast. All right, free roll this time. Oh. Could probably take that in third. Let's see. And brake run that third. Because this chicane is a lot more aggressive than the old 2018 layout. Oh, braked a little too much going into the corner there, and it just swung the rear end out a little bit. Sad part is only a few corners have like the distance boards on them, so a lot of this track I'm doing based off of vibes. That one kind of has a bit of an indicator I can use. See if I can go in the stay in third. Okay, very low third. I'd probably still be better to go in a second, but push the brake zone up a little bit here. Shouldn't really have done that, but I could. I think 3 is still that best case scenario for braking on that, for that chicane there. This right here will be forever the death of me because I have to brake into a, like, almost as I come off the bank for it to not spin me out. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I think that this car prefers second gear right there. Why was that in first? I mean, it worked, but why was that in first? All these like left turns are really wearing out my left hand because I've got this wheel set to like highest torque setting that it can do. It's an 8 Nm wheel, so my left hand's getting a little sore. Oh, dang. A little bit of wall tap. Probably just hit the mirror. Oops. Oh, went way too hot through here. Way too hot.
Pick up the course. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
Alright, we'll do a couple more laps. The Ferrari's honestly really fun to drive. It's got a little bit more understeer than I expect it to have, considering the R8 is super snappy. It's almost a little too much understeer for my driving style, but still swung a little wide there in that one. That's a corner I'm going to have to work on a little bit. Gotta come off the bank, hard on the brakes. Still not enough brake for that. Ugh. Alright, this will be probably our last lap. Unless I just get on a steamer. Alright, looks like we're about 5/10 up. So we'll see where we are after the chicane up here, and I'll make the decision if we're going to bow into the pits or do one more lap after this. Still about 6/10 up, according to the gauge. The gauges in the car. That could all change up here, though, because I've really bottled this chicane. That was way faster. Alright. Alright, I'm going to cool down and take it in. So my left hand is like actually really hurting now. It is a fun track. Like I said, this was the first track I ever drove in iRacing, so I spent a good bit of time really figuring this game out here. Phew. 123.65 is not a bad time at all. So definitely got to work on that corner. This one, not so much. It's a little tight, but it's not unmanageable. So I gotta find where the pit lane actually is on this track. Right there. So we'll get right here. Yeah, not too bad. That was a much better session than on Coda with the R8.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Alright, let's go back and watch that lap. That was what, lap 7? This was lap 6. Let's see, was that the right one? That was it. Okay. It's a really solid car, though. I hate it's technically considered legacy. I mean, it is considered legacy. Because I think they did have the 488 Evo in this game. I think it's still actually a car that's actively available. But this one was like $3. And when I bought Motegi, the new Indy car, and the R8, I figured I'd throw some legacy cars to try to drive up that 10% discount a little bit. So that's why that's part of the reason I got this car, was for the fact that it was $3 versus $12.95, I think, for some of the other cars. That's something I'm talking about when I do the full-fledged review of iRacing, which I need to actually go back and finish up some of the rest of the games in that series of videos I'm doing. I filmed AC Evo. I need to just do the voiceover for it, and that one will be ready. And then I need to film F1, which took me a while to get working because F1 was crashing on launch for some reason with me. So yeah, fix that. Now I can do the video on F124, and then we'll move on probably to Automobilista 2 after that. All right, let's go ahead and get out of this view. Pretty solid car, though, for a legacy car especially. It's actually really fun to drive. All right, do I really want to drive anything else? I mean, we're an hour in. I think I might do one more practice session, and then we'll pick the car we're going to race with against the AI. We're just going to do a single race against AI. Let's see. Do I want to do the sports car? Do I want to do a open wheeler? I'm leaning open wheeler, honestly. I might drive that Dallara IR05, the V8 Indy car. Let's change it up. We're going to go to a different track as well. Question is which one. I want to do something that typically Indy cars don't race at, which would lead me to either Road Atlanta, Tsukuba. I don't think I've spent a lot of time at Navarra, so I don't really know that track very well. I think they do race at Lime Rock. At least they did back in the day. Oulton Park might be good. Snetterton. You know what? We'll do an Atlanta track, but we'll do the road course of the speedway. Something that you don't really see a whole lot nowadays. They don't really do a whole lot there anymore. Alright, we're going to pick the Legacy Dallara IR05. So this track is something I've actually turned wheels on, but not like done a track day on. They don't really do a lot of track days at AMS with the road course. It's a very rare thing that they do. So I've never done it. Next time they do, I will be. They're actually doing Import Alliance there this weekend, and I'm not there. So I'm kind of butthurt because last year I went to Import Alliance and they opened the speedway up to only people who parked in the infield, and that's the one year I've never parked in the infield when I've gone. So alright, so this will be our last practice session. It's a track that we're not going to be able to race on at all. This track is not AI supported. If I did like league racing, if I ever hosted a league race, I wouldn't be opposed to doing a session here, but we're going to be in the Dallara IR05, and I know this defaults setup-wise to a oval track configuration, so I'm going to need to change the setup. I'm going to use their Laguna Seca setup, which I believe changes the aero, changes the suspension settings, as well as the gear ratios, I believe. So this car does default, because I noticed it the first time I drove it. It was the wheel was casted off to the left. It had a very left-leaning alignment, so I changed that up this time. All right. In this car, for some reason, the auto stall does not work. If it stalls, it stalls, and so not having a button to start it yesterday was killing me. So my session was very short yesterday. So this is the V8 era of IndyCar. No ABS again. Oh my goodness, what was that? So this is actually the sector of the track I've driven. I believe is where I'm at right now. Yes, I was parked in this parking lot right here on the left. This one right here, I was parked the last time I did the infield parking in Import Alliance. Of course, it looks a lot different in this game than it does in real life because this road course was modeled in 2008. Of course, it looks a lot different now in 2025. This is 2021, I believe, was the last time I parked infield at Import Alliance. I don't go to Import Alliance terribly often anymore. All right, transition onto the bank is going to be touchy with this car. So we do have a 6th gear. I don't know why I expected this car to have a 5-speed, but thankfully it does have that 6th gear. We have reached the top of 6th, 170 miles an hour. I know this car can go well into the 200s on most setups, but it is, of course, limited since we're on a road course. Oh, turned in a little too late there. Oh, come on. There we go. It does suck the car is limited to 170 by gearing, it appears. But I get why. But it would be nice to be able to push this car past 200 miles an hour. I'm actually using the start line as a reference for braking into turn 1. It's a very bouncy track, very Sebring-esque. Oh, that's GG's. Oh. Oh, I've really cooked it this time. Yep. Okay, this is not a good lap. It happens. It happens. I'm still learning it. And this track has 0 reference points for me. I'm having to just go completely off of vibes here. It's a very technical course, actually, for a road course. No elevation changes, really. Like the Roval. The Roval has a little bit of elevation changes to it. This is more like Daytona in that regard, I feel like. This thing sounds great, though. I love how this thing sounds. I'm going to hug a little closer to the wall on exit here. Ah, cooked it. Oh, that's the wall. That's it. Yep. See, that corner is what's killing me right now. Does this thing not start back up?
Your car has too much damage. We've got to fix it.
It just flat out doesn't start. Okay, well, the engine is dead, apparently. Okay. I want to watch back and see what happened there. I mean, oof, that is some damage. And that was actually a halfway decent lap up until then. Locked the brakes up. That was GG's. That wing went flying. Holy cow. I hate this doesn't have like a free cam where I can't like drag it. Okay. We're going to go back out there. Turn a couple more laps and we'll, I guess, do the AI race in a minute. I really need to figure out a braking point for that corner because that's The one corner seems to be catching me off on this track. The air there is crazy. I keep hoping this car has enough downforce to keep from taking flight there, but I guess Indy cars didn't have as much downforce back in the day as they do now. I think the IR18 would be able to take that fine without getting a ton of air. Engine stalled, didn't it? It's not going to start back up, is it? Yep. Son of a gun, dude. Something I don't like about driving the IR05 is if it stalls, it stalls. Like, which I guess semi-realism. I don't think these had actual starters on them. I think it's more like F1. I think F1 cars don't have starters. Goodness gracious. This thing is a handful. Oh, smart. I clutched in that time. Why was I doing so good on my first couple laps? Now I'm like absolute garbage in this car. Run out of gear. I do fairly like this car, but the stalling is a pain in the butt. You have to like really watch the clutch when it slows down, because if it stalls, it's not starting back up. I'm going to brake way early for this corner just because I really am struggling to find a appropriate braking point for that corner. This one I've gotten kind of down to that line, that white line I passed over. Use the end of that curb to go into second here. Little baby lock up on that front left. Ease on the power into the banks. Okay, there we go. Seems to be kind of the science with this car. Alright, I'm going to ease the throttle coming through here. And power down. Brake early. That almost seems like the good brake point for this corner. I don't think I should push that up any further. Oh, come on. What was that? That was brutal. A snap. I was going good too. That was a really good lap up until then. I'm kind of mad about that. That was a solid lap. I know I've got it in this car to nail a good lapper here. This thing does not want to grip up on those fronts. A lot of gravel still on the track from when I went off last lap. Okay, this is going to be a good one. Pulling about 170 as we enter the last bit of the oval here. Into turn 1 on the brakes.
Flat for you.
This will be our last lap regardless of how this goes. I'm going to try to make it a good one though. Swung really wide there. I'm really hesitant to cut that too sharp onto the bank. Oh, that's what happens when I go one-handed. The force feedback goes nuts and it tries to rip this thing off my desk. Not a new fastest, but that's okay. Alright, cooler down. That was definitely the first few laps are a little brutal. Once I kind of got the hang of it, though, this was fine. Right here, this is the braking point I was using, is this third fence from the end. Whew. This thing is definitely a handful of a car, that is for sure. Holy cow, this thing is crazy. All in all, I like it. The biggest thing I'm having issues with this car, though, is how unsettled it gets. And obviously, if it spins, it doesn't fire the engine back up. The engine will not start again on this thing. And if I had to guess, that's a realism thing, because I highly doubt this era of IndyCar had onboard starters. I don't even know if the current gen cars do. Does sound incredible though. I love this engine. I miss this engine powering Indy cars. It was such a good sound. Alright, let's bring her into pit lane.
Pit boxing. 10. 5. 3. 2. 1. Right here.
See if it starts up now. It starts up in pit lane.
All clear. Punch it.
Alright, so lap 6 was our fastest. I don't think this track has... That does have a TV. Yep, that's it. Alright, let's watch it. That turn 1 is so bumpy. Any miscalculation there will also be a lap killer, I feel like. See, I felt like I was braking too early in that lap, though. Oddly enough. I don't know if in the exterior camera it sounds like a 4-cylinder. I don't think they did this car too much justice on that front. The backfires and it running out of when it hits limiter, running out of gear is awesome. It's a fairly fun car, honestly. I don't think this will be the choice for the AI race, though. Alright. Let's back out of this. I think it's time to do the AI race. Been doing this about an hour and a half. Might be time to change things up a little bit. Alright, let's see. AI single player. Let's see, can I do single race? We'll do a 30-minute race. I think we're gonna go with the newer Indy car. I seem to really be meshing with that car. I think we're gonna do Motegi, honestly. I don't know. That track seemed to really speak to me. This whole configuration. Let's see. We're gonna do. Alright, AI opponents will be Dolores. We'll do same settings as like Formula 1. We'll do 19 opponents. And we'll do skill spread of 25 to 50%, just based on my skill level, being so new. Alright. Go and get that sim loaded up. Alright, so practice time. I think we only have 5 minutes of practice. I'm going to try to just get warmed up with this car again, because it's going to be a short session. Should have 19 other cars on track with us this time. Qualifying is 10 minutes, I believe, so that should be enough time to squeeze a couple laps out. Ah! That corner struck again. Okay, now I'm really struggling to get it back up, back right. Alright, first flyer. Looks like we're going to have a lot of traffic. He's right on the racing line, too. Come on, man. AI in this game is very unaware, so this might be brutal. Back markers. Okay, I was getting a little anxious there that I didn't have enough brakes. Ah, no. That corner usually doesn't give me any trouble. It's very oversteer right now. Not entirely sure why it's been more oversteery than it was earlier. Maybe I'm just not in my A game right now. Bro's like right in my way. Oh, big lockup. If he wouldn't just hover right next to me, it wouldn't have been an issue. So the AI in this game is so unaware. It's crazy. Front wing is damaged, but we're about to run out of time anyway. From practice is about to end, so doesn't really matter. This lap wasn't going to be a good one anyway. Oh, big lockup. Alright, that is it for practice. Pete 2. Probably could have had a better couple laps without the traffic, but it is what it is. Alright, off to quali. Alright, we got 10 minutes of qualifying. I'm going to try to get out there first so I don't have to worry about the traffic quite as much this time. Oop. Those tires a little hot in the back. Ankles like got stiffed up. Alright, so push to pass, I believe, is now limited. Or actually, it's not available at all during qualifying. Okay. So this will be entirely on merit. Probably not going to take up the whole session. I'll probably do my couple laps and then end it. If this were obviously a real race, I'd probably just stay out the entirety of quali, but this being an AI event, not really keen on waiting 10 full minutes. I'm not going to use the full 10 minutes. So in the real race, I'll get about 200 seconds, I believe, push to pass. So I have to be very cautious about when I use it, because that counts for about a tenth of the full race distance, considering the race will be 30 minutes. Ah, that's not good. That does not bode well for our first flyer. And now we got a little bit of traffic. We'll see if the traffic will lighten up a little bit. It won't be quite so bad as it was in practice, but we're closing in on this car. I'm going to hope he'll get out of the way. We were able to at least overtake him, so. I know my lap 3 will be faster if I can drive just like this, because of how bad I messed up that chicane at the end before this lap. So that I'll probably, as long as I don't mess up in lap 3, I'm not going to care quite so much about ending the session early. I'll brake a lot earlier here, try to play more safe. We are going to take pole position provisionally. I'm sure I'll probably lose that in a moment. Very poor spot for that car to be. That was right in my way. So the AI is fairly unaware in this game. That's why I'm really trying to start on pole. Because I'd rather not get absolutely ruined on lap 1 by the AI and have to restart this whole race session. Again, right on the racing line, and he's going slow. Like, I really am trying to set a lap here. That was a nice save. Yeah, this lap's a stinker. I think I'm going to go ahead and pit in and end quali. I know it's kind of a cheap cop-out because it will put me on pole position. Unless someone sets a faster time, like right now. The question is, though, 140.5 was faster than I did in quali, or practice. So I think I ran like a 143 in practice. Or 142. Well, no, it was 143, I remember. Alright. It's annoying, but traffic really screwed me on that last lap. If the traffic hadn't been so bad, I would have been able to actually put down a really good lap. And that slide right before the second straight.
2, 1, right here.
Alright. Let's wrap up quali.
We're done. Get going.
It's probably going to end me on pole position. Yeah, I mean, 2 seconds ahead of second place. I mean, I'll take pole, honestly. As kind of a cheap out as it feels like, ending the session early, but... Alright. Time for the real deal. 30 minutes. We got 5 minutes to grid. Yeah. Should be good to go. Do a quick phone check. Checking on everything. We're supposed to get some storms here in probably about an hour or so. It's part of the reason I'm probably going to cut this off after this race ends, because I would hate to be streaming and the power get knocked out midstream. I'd like to provide a full stream for you guys. So yeah, we're going to start seeing some storms around 4 o'clock. For sure around 4 o'clock. Then it'll die off, and then it'll kick back up around 6 a.m. So, alright. I think it's time to get the show on the road. Big race. On pole.
1 lap to green. Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed. Everyone's gridded.
That was the last one. Whoops. So we're starting pretty late in the lap. Are we going to do a full lap behind the pace car, or is this just going to start? Most time you do a full lap. Try to get those brakes a little warm. Alright, IndyCar goes to Motegi. How is this going to go? Let's see, is he going to bow into the pit lane here? Or are we going to do a full lap of the track?
About to go green.
Oh,
Stay focused.
he's about to, he's diving into pit lane.
Let the pace car by. They're showing us the black
Okay,
flag.
love
Pass
that.
The pace car.
Alright,
They're going to hold you
we'll
for
just...
a while. Pace car is off.
Alright.
19 car.
We're not doing that. At least I don't have to do like a crazy long...
1 to go. Next time by. Line up on the right side. Closed. Pit road is closed. Half the field is on the grid. 5 cars left to grid. Everyone's gridded.
Guess I was going a little bit quick. I was a little eager. I'm going to slow down a little bit so don't get too eager and accidentally outrun the pace car again.
Get ready. Going green. The pace car is in.
Alright, here we go. Big lock up into turn 1 already. That was not a good start for me. And we are just screaming away. Oh my goodness. Maybe the AI need to be turned up a little bit for this one. Oh, or maybe it's fine because I've spun it already. That's absolutely wonderful start for me. Oh, come on. Again? That corner has killed me so many times today. Not a great start. Now, I absolutely killed it at the start, and I just bungled it so hard. Looks like we got some work to do now, but at least it's a 30-minute race. I just need to stay calm because I get very incident-prone when I get antsy. I'm going to go for a very risky dive bomb. He's going to bump me, of course. This push pass isn't available right now, I guess. It'd be nice to have, though, for getting around some of these guys. Alright. Like I said, I nailed it at the green flag, and I just freaking ruined it. Right off rip.
Right side. Stay on the left. Clear. Right side. Clear on the right.
So slow. Go, get out of the way.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear.
Down the inside, make that move. We're very slowly moving our way back up. There's push to pass. A lot of gravel on track still. They're showing that red and yellow flag there. I wonder whose fault that was. He kind of got right in my line. I try not to wreck. He's just, the AI is so unaware.
Still there. Hold your line. Still there.
At least got around the CarQuest car.
Clear.
I don't know what position we're up to now. I don't think we're back up quite into the podiums yet.
Right side. Clear on the right. Still there. Hold your line.
Ah, come on. Seriously? Cannot stand the AI.
Left side. You're in the top 10. Still there. Clear on the left.
It would help a little bit if I could see the mirrors a little bit better. I don't need to push pass right now. Come on, seriously? Oh my gosh. Now I got a cone. Trying to shake the cone off the car. There we go. Got a little bit of clean air. Should help me catch up a little bit. All right. Ah.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear. Your front wing is damaged.
That's great.
Might get understeered due to
If the AI would just cut over when I'm trying to get around them, this wouldn't be a problem. I'm not pitting over that. We don't have a whole lot of time to do that. Especially after that lap 1 mess up I had. So we should be charging up on the podium here in a moment. Yeah, that car behind me is in pit lane. I don't know why. Oh, a bit of a lock up there. Ah, come on. I'm making way too many mistakes. Alright, let's see if this AI wants to be a pain in the butt to pass. I'll brake a little early, see if I can scrub some speed off and absolutely nail this guy coming through here. Sort of look like my best option overtake will be on that straight. Maybe here, honestly. Oh, if I didn't lock the brakes up. See, that was my fault. Goodness. I got anxious thinking I wasn't going to make the corner. Love that. No black and orange yet, though, so that's what matters. What the heck was that? He literally just turned into me. He literally turned into me. I hate the AI in this game, honestly. So unaware, but that is the race leader up ahead. We've got some damage. Probably will wind up pitting anyway for fuel, considering we're 7 laps in and only 12 minutes into the race. We have 12 laps of fuel remaining. We'll probably wind up pitting later in the race for fuel. That'll probably be when we get the damage repaired on the car. Hopefully by then we'll have overtaken for the lead, though. The same distance away from him as third place is from me. No, gosh, dang it. Oh my gosh. This is not going well. The practice sessions were great, but I am like choking in the real deal. Alright. That was a really shoddy lap. Let's see if I can just recover and start gaining on the leader some more. I'm actually further back now than I was. Lost quite a bit of time on that little trip into the gravel last lap. Oh, red and yellow flag for gravel on track. I wonder whose fault that is. It would be mine. Trying to stay push to pass because again, I'm probably gonna wind up having to pit for fuel later in the race. So I might have just enough fuel, honestly. Though we got about 10 laps remaining of fuel. We're at the halfway mark of the race, and we're about to enter lap 10. I'm gonna watch the car in front of me. See if and when he pits. Got 10 1/4 laps of fuel remaining. Be new fastest for me. I see that. Alright, we've kind of finally drug him in. That's going to be the fun part, getting around him with how just completely unaware the AI is in this game. Alright, it's going to be a lot easier than I thought it would be. It was a really sketchy exit there. I really don't know if I'm going to have enough fuel to end this race off. I may wind up pitting early just to get some fresh fuel in the car. Probably wind up repairing the damage too that the car took from the AI doing AI things, but come on, this corner is killing me. It's a third or fourth time I've messed up on it this session. This one caught me up in practice and quali, but it's not killing me now, which is nice. See, when I don't have to chase cars, I actually do pretty okay. When I'm having to chase cars, I just get so overwhelmed and like antsy. I start messing up. You've dropped under the 6 laps to go in the fuel. Meaning I might run out on the cooldown lap. A little tiny lock up there. 5.5 minutes left of racing here. Still got just north of 5 laps of fuel left. I think we are going to make it to the end without having to pit for fuel, but definitely too close for comfort on that one. Ah, cut that a little too sharp. It's okay though. Little baby incident. Oh man, my wheelbase is getting hot. It's gonna need a much deserved break after this. Oh, we got back markers. This should be interesting. Have to be careful because these guys could very quickly and very easily end my race right here. I don't know if I really feel confident using push to pass though, because I feel like that's just gonna drain the fuel in this car. I may have to just be patient. The advantage is if these guys make me go slower, I'll save fuel. And I'm 14 seconds ahead of P2. So plenty of room to cool this car down a little bit and save a little bit of fuel. Followed him too much. My tailbone is starting to really hurt. Oh, I kind of overcooked a little bit there, but it's okay. Kept it in, didn't get another incident point. We're good. Got a dirt spot in my window now. My arrow screen. I don't think it has wipers. Hit my buttons to see if it set to the wipers. I'm just gonna push to pass to get around those guys. Alright, we definitely have one more lap to go. Which is nice. I thought this race was going to end about lap 19. Looks like lap 18 will be our ending point. Into the final corner.
Good lap.
Yep, white flag. Going for fastest lap run here. Got a lot of clean air. Plenty of push to pass. And just enough fuel.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
That is a win. Heck yeah.
You won. Yeah, we did it. Too bad it wasn't for $1 million.
Whew. Okay, that's a race win. And my wheelbase is probably the hottest I've ever felt it get. Typically with the Fanatec, I've only ever felt it just get lukewarm. It's like actually pretty toasty, so I am kind of glad this is where the stream will end, just because, wow, it is very, very hot, and it definitely needs some time to breathe. Unfortunately, the Fanatics are passive cooled, so it's going to take probably a good bit of time for it to rest. But that was a good race. We finished 23 seconds ahead of P2. Has 23 incident points, but a lot of those weren't my fault. I feel like some of them were. I ain't gonna lie, some of them were my fault, but this thing is just a treat, though. It's one of those cars that's not too hard to learn, I would say, for a Formula car. I feel like if it was the IR12 or the IR05 or something like that, it would definitely be a bit of a handful. And I'm willing to bet the F1 cars, like the McLaren, the Williams, and the Mercedes duos, probably won't be much easier, if not harder, to drive than this would be. So this one's honestly like pretty solid to drive, though. Like it's fairly easy. It has its moments, but much easier than the R05 and stuff like that. All right, let's bring her into pit lane, nice and easy. Heck yeah. Oh, that was ignition. Whoops. Let me just shut the engine off as I'm rolling into pit lane here.
Pit boxing. 5.
Do a little burnout.
Right here.
That was kind of cool. Wowie. Okay. That is the race. Yeah, that looks sick. Alright, guys. I think this is where we're going to wrap up for now. I need to give this Fanatec a chance to breathe, and I need to fold some laundry. I'm going to do an onboard video of this race in its entirety for you guys. Or not an onboard. I think I'm gonna do like the TV camera. It'll just be like a standard video. So yeah, expect that to come hopefully within a couple days. But I hope you all enjoyed this stream. I'm going to be doing more of these. I do enjoy playing this game, so I will be more than happy to bring these streams to you guys more soon, especially as I get more used to this game. But thank you guys. I'll see you guys later, and have a great day.